The Law Be With You podcast show, also known as Christian Fandom Geek on YouTube, is now part of the Red 5 network. Red 5 is a network of podcast shows aimed at bringing great quality content, especially Star Wars. And so look forward to some awesome collaborations on the Red 5 network with the Law Be With You podcast show.
There's one. Set for stun.
What can they really do? Now, I watched something very briefly. I'm going to go over, skim over it very, very briefly. Family Matters, Urkel.
Okay.
Urkel. Now, when they first started doing, it is Family Matters. I think, yes, it is Family Matters. Yes, with Urkel.
Oh, I don't know that one, but carry on. Go ahead.
Basically, before we started the show, there's all white and they're quite older writers. So when they're trying to kind of emulate the Cosbys, they could only see it from a certain point of view. It wasn't funny. But what happened is that when they brought in Urkel as a character, they projected a storyline where he was like a geek, a nerd that didn't really relate so much with Black culture.
Oh,
he was almost like an anomaly. Like he was definitely Black, definitely had Black relations, but his storyline was, well, I would say, if you swapped him out and put him in a different show with like an all-white family, he would fit in totally perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes to, when you have a diverse writing pool, they're able to offer, suggestions of, do you know what? It might be good for this. Because at the end of the day, even though Star Wars is a culture, they still need to have elements of that relate with who that person looks like on screen, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of does certain things, or he probably either wouldn't be a passive character, be a more of assertive character, those sort of things. But what they do,
showing those sort of Black characteristics that you get from like Black people.
You know what I mean? From Black people writing those stuff, but when it's like a white audience, and this is just due to just nature. It's natural for this to happen, and probably even Black people do the same thing to white people who are trying to write a white story. We have our own perception and preconceptions of how we would want that to be seen on screen.
Of course.
I think that's what happens when you get to that point. You got a character, we don't really know what to do with him, but we do know that if we get him in like in a damsel sort of state where he has to kind of rely on another character, it can be more interesting to watch.
So, this is really interesting. This is really fascinating. You said this, Alex. So this damsel thing, and I like how you've kind of expressed that. I haven't come across it like that. But do you think then that Hollywood and a lot of the writers, they put Black people in that situation? They don't know what to do with Black people. They don't know what to do with the blackface. So the blackface, i.e. in this situation, Finn, John Boyega, was put as a damsel.
Well, I think when you're in an echo chamber, I believe that's what can happen. Whether there is other people in the room, I don't know. I don't know the writers for the Star Wars, but sometimes when the heads are of a majority, some suggestions are all good things. That's a bit wild. Why would you do that to his character? Like, we want to see representation, and want to see representation as a strong character, but it's not always going to be the case in that sort of sense, because you need to find something to do with it that's marketable. And he obviously, John, as a person as he is, he wasn't. No, forget that. Like, I'm out. I'm not going to do this anymore because I don't want to be seen as the joke man.
That's what they made him. They made him as a joke man, didn't they? He was a damsel and he was a joke character, and I think John Boyega deserved more than that.
Yeah, I think he did. But we've got to realize he never came to that realization until he was into it a bit more. Like, he came into this from UK stuff only. So when he got
like Attack the Block and stuff like that.
Yeah, like when you come into this, you're like, wow, this is an incredible opportunity to break ground. A very diverse. It's very diverse. Seeing it, like, I was like, yeah, like there's so many different type of people in here. There's a female character leading it. This is really this I'll say for when it first came back, Star Wars. I think that would definitely scratch all of your investors, itches. Like, oh yeah, we've got a bit of this, got a bit of that, got a bit. This is going to be a really good return on this because it's Star Wars, which is a great franchise anyway, but Star Wars with a bit of a difference as well. So that's the way that I saw it anyway. So whether people agree with me on that, that's just where it is, man. But
no, man. This is good, man. You know what, Alex? I knew that this would be gold. I'm so glad I got you on the episode, dude. And I've been trying to get you on this episode for a long time. I knew it would be gold with you because I love your insight and I love your honesty on it because it's true. I think Hollywood, they don't know what. I agree with you. I totally agree with you, dude. They don't know what to do with black people. They don't. And then the new fad of the identity politics and wokeness is what they're doing now. It's like to say, we now know what to do with black people, and it's like we'll just race bend some characters here and there, and there you go. Be happy now. And it's just like, what? You know what I mean? Create some original characters for black people. Like, create original content.
Yeah.
Like, put it. Like I've said it in previous episodes. Like, I don't want a black Clark Kent. We talk about Superman, and there's talk. There's going to be there's going to be a black Superman. Michael B. Is it Jordan? Whatever his name is. He's going to be. Yeah, he's going to be. He's going to be the new. Yeah. Is it? I like him, man. I like him. Good actor, and he's going to be in it. So it's like, okay, I think he was interviewed about it as well, and he's kind of said he doesn't want to be a black Clark Kent, but he would be happy being a black Superman because in the comic books there's a multiverse, so you've got different black Supermen that are not Clark Kent.
Okay.
You've got different ones in the multiverse. Okay. And so I would love to see a black Superman, but I don't want a black Clark Kent. Clark Kent to me isn't a black guy. That's not a black. He's not a black guy. So I want him to stay white. Please keep him white.
No, totally agree.
But I want a black Superman that's not Clark Kent.
Yeah. Okay. No,
from the multiverse. And actually, do you know what you could even do with that? You could even at some point have them meet, where you have the black Superman and the white Superman, whether it's Henry Cavill or a different Superman at that time, collaborate, or even at one point they could be fighting each other for some reason and build a great storyline from it. That's what I would love to see. That's what I would want.
That'd be great to see. It would be great to see something like that. Definitely.
It would be, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit different. It'd be like, hang on a minute, this is interesting. Go ahead.
The way that I see things now, I always have seen things since I was 14 years old, since I first fell in love with wanting to make films, is that my quote for life when approaching films is that parables are still important.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
The way that I come with this is that in the way that I view how Jesus was trying to convey a message. This is what I want you to know. But it couldn't always give it as the raw source, as I call it. They can't give it as the raw because that's not always going to be received. But you package it in a way, you've got themes, morals, ideologies, and you package it in a way and it's delivered in the form of something that people can relate with. It's more palatable.
So Jesus and these parables are for a lot of people, great auditoriums, great, people, whether it's on the field or whatever, there's a lot of Hebrews, a lot of Israelites, and Jesus is ministering these stories, these eternal truths, these parables, and they are to convey eternal truths in a down-to-earth way that you can understand it here now, 2,000 years ago in Judea or Jerusalem, in Israel, wherever you are, Galilee, wherever you are. But actually, some guys 2,000 years later will read these words in the Bible and will also understand and get the revelation of the Word of God.
Yeah.
So it's conveying truth in a simple, in a parable form.
Yeah.
In a way that generations of different groups of people of all nationalities, of all colors, of all creeds can understand the Word of God, can understand story.
understand story. Exactly, bro. That's exactly how I see film. And I feel that if I know a lot of people put a lot of work into the semiotics and the themes of films, but if you want to convey a message, if you want to make a change within this world or get people thinking, just get people thinking first. Don't ask them to make a change. Get people thinking internally. Think of what you can do. Look at Matrix for one.
Yeah.
Got people thinking innovation on the tech front, and got people thinking about this world that we live in. People use that word every day to describe the system, theories, the system. That film still has effect on people today.
Yeah.
Let's look in the Matrix. We're accepting this. Our eyes aren't open. We're plugged in too much. We're not stepping away so much. That the themes still ring true this very moment today. And I think that's what film should be. If you're trying to create something, don't try and put black characters or black actors in white boxes just so they're palatable. When you say create original characters, make sure that those original characters have purpose for one. It's easy to create a character and say, this is just for black people.
So you're talking about you being universal.
Being universal, but not watering down a character just to make it universal.
Yeah. Because this is the thing. This is so true. Like, I want a situation where there's black characters and white people are like, oh man, this is amazing. Not just that, okay, I admire this character from a distance. Like, yeah, I'll buy the DVD, I'll watch the film.
Yeah.
That's a great black character. But actually, that you got white boys and girls growing up thinking, oh man, this is a role model. I'd love to be like this person, and it's a black character. I'd love to be like so and so.
Yeah.
And it's not just a kind of a respect or an admiration from a distance. It's an actual, like, I could just, in the same way that me growing up, I took Luke Skywalker to heart as a hero. Like me growing up, I took Clint Eastwood in his spaghetti westerns as a hero that I could look up to, as in, oh man, this guy's a dude. He's got charisma. He's strong. He's manly. He's got authority about him. Luke Skywalker, I like. He's caring. He's got empathy. He's genuine. He has a heart of gold. He wants the best for everyone. He's willing to go all out there for his friends. Like, do you know what I mean? And even like Superman, like, they're sort of wanting to look after everybody, wanting to be yes, Superman has a savior complex, a messiah complex, but actually there's a lot of reasons for that. But actually, you look at Superman, he's a refugee. He's from Krypton. His planet, his world is blown up. This dude, Superman, is a refugee. Okay, he's a foreigner, and he's coming from his foreign planet to the Earth. It's very biblical because you think of Jesus, the kind of Jesus messianic thing of coming from heaven to the earth. It's very messianic, but Superman was a refugee. Do you know what I mean? People at home, you just let that sink in. He was a refugee. Let that sink in.
Refugee being a G.
So it's these things, man. It's these. It's like, so we want black characters that are universal, but also that are like, that white people, different Asian cultures, that other people of different cultures were like, I don't just respect it from a distance or admire it from a distance. Man, I love this character. Like, I'd want to be like this person. Yeah. They have attributes. That and I can look at that person. It does, and I can see them as a role model to me.
Yeah.
That's when you're writing black characters so good and so original.
Yeah. It's true.
It's true. Dude, I know we've gone on for this has been a long episode. It's gonna guys at home, you will get it in segments, so it's all good. You won't get it all as
two.
Yeah. Well, you probably want part 1, part 2, maybe part 3 and a part 4.
Maybe, yeah. Just cut it right down.
Yeah, we'll have to, because like retention, man, on YouTube, people's attention span, you gotta do things in a way that they can that they can like easily acquire.
Yeah, this is
All
true.
right.
It's been amazing, man, speaking.
Alex,
And
awesome having you on the show. Awesome having you on the show, man. Like, I knew it'd be good than I thought. I knew it'd be good, but it's been absolutely, we've been blazing. Great conversation.
Yeah.
So
we'll be with you, Litty,
yeah,
in the city.
So, dude, we'll get you back on the show again, because I think after the guys and girls at home and listen to this, they'll want you back on again. So 100%.
Listen, guys, smash the like button, put comments on. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, you can get in contact with me and all that jazz, and we can hash it out in the DMs or whatever. But continue to keep on doing what you're doing, Azzy. It's been amazing.
Dude, give them your handle as well, so they know if they want to be able to contact. They can do, because obviously they can do it on Christian Fandom Geek on the comments on the video, because they're on there anyway.
That's really good. You can find me on Twitter at Rhule-Mart. That's RHULEMART, and the same for Instagram as well. Those are my two most used platforms. RHULEMART, and you'll find me straight away. All right.
Brilliant, dude. Thank you. Until next time. And audience at home, thank you for listening as well. Be with you very soon again on the Law Be With You podcast show.